First things first, we're going to start this video off with context. The context is this. In 2024, Javonte Williams wasn't good enough. That's why he was a free agent. That's why the Dallas Cowboys were able to sign him for cheap. 3.7 yards per carry. That's just not going to get the job done. That's probably why Sean Payton chose to move on. And Sean Payton, who, let's be honest, he inherited Javonte Williams. Sean Payton is more of an outside zone guy. He has a certain type of back that he wants, more speedy. He's not really interested in getting downhill with his runners. He wants to use them in the passing game. Although Javonte Williams does catch the ball well, and we'll talk about that, he inherited Javonte Williams. He didn't really want Javonte Williams. And then when you think about 2024 being the first year back from that gruesome knee injury where he tore his LCL and his ACL, did he really trust himself as a runner? And we'll talk about some of those metrics as well. Pre-injury, post-injury, Javonte Williams' explosiveness just wasn't the same. Now, I want to be very, very clear. Outside of him not being a scheme fit for Sean Payton, outside of me not thinking that Javonte Williams is going to be some 1,500-yard runner, like this isn't Ezekiel Elliott in his prime, this isn't Saquon Barkley of late, he's just not that guy. I do think that there are some things that he does very, very well. Number one, his play style. He's able to get downhill. He's a runner that can lean on you. Number two, he runs really, really well in gap schemes. He does. He sees it. He gets downhill. He hits it. And number three, he has really, really good hands. Here's a stat. He caught over 50 balls last year. The only other three Cowboys currently on the roster with 50 catches or more, Jake Ferguson, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. Now, I said I had some numbers for you guys pre and post injury. Let's talk about his explosive runs. So runs over 10 yards or more. In 2021, 25 explosive runs. In 2023, coming right off of that injury, 21 explosive runs. So wasn't bad, but it wasn't the same. And in 2024, 14 explosive runs. So year three, this will be year three off that injury. Trust should be back in that knee. He should trust himself. He should trust himself as planting, getting downhill, doing certain things like that. What I did find interesting in watching the film was some of his best runs are some of the runs that Connor Riley and Clayton Adams will call, and Connor Riley will coach up as the offensive line coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Inside runs, off tackle runs, gap scheme runs, not runs where he has to get to the edge, not runs where he has to get to the edge and make somebody miss or get downhill on the edge. No, runs where he's running at you. He can step one way, whether it be trap, whether it be power, those type of gap scheme runs. That's where he really fits. And I want you guys to see that in this Cardinal scheme where Clayton Adams was the offensive line coach and he had a big influence over the run game, you'll see that Javonte Williams kind of does some of those same things for Denver last year, and he has success. Like I said earlier, the things that Javonte Williams does well are literally what he's going to be married with when it comes to Connor Riley and Clayton Adams, and specifically Clayton Adams. Javonte Williams is a violent finisher, puts his foot in the dirt, gets north, and he runs best on gap schemes. Notice I said the word violent. That is who Clayton Adams is. He's literally described his play style, and how, not his play style, but the play style that he wants embodied by all of the players on the offense. Literally all of the players on the offense, whether it's the offensive line, the runners. If you're on the offense, you need to be violent, and that's who he wants you to be. And then the scheme part of it. So this play right here is just Arizona running an escort motion. So they're literally escorting the H or the tight end. It doesn't, call it what you want. It could be, the U back, the H back, whatever. It's just escort motion, and it's just a GH blast. Okay, so GH, the guard is going. Okay, so normally when you're running GH counter, blast, whatever, the rules are always going to be the guard is going to kick the C gap or the edge defender, and the H is going to lead through. Boom, does that. Now Connor, all right, James Conner has a two-way go. He has a two-way go on this, so he could have kept his C gap. But as you'll see here, all right, 72 gets kind of beat. All right, great vision. Put your foot in the dirt. Get what you can get north. Finish with violence. He does that. All right, same gap scheme family here with trap. All right, so there's movement pre-snap, not pre-snap, but post-snap behind the line of scrimmage, and this is just influence trap. So we let him go. Look at the front side guard, let him go. Let that three, it's a shaded one, excuse me. Let that shaded one tech go. Let him get upfield, trap. Look at Javonte Williams just stick his foot in the dirt, get north. This is one of his better plays from last year, and watch the finish. All right, finish forward. Great job, Williams. So that gap scheme family, guys, this is just duo. You heard Connor Riley say it. You heard Clayton Adams say it during the draft. They are going to run a ton of duo. Okay, this is an at-you run. One thing about these gap schemes, these are at-you runs. This is lead. Same type of run. Downhill, take the thinking out of it. Guys, the thing about gap schemes are they're designed to hit a certain area. That's what this run is right here. Lead. Get down here. Stick your foot in there. Look how it gets north. Boom, he finishes forward. Gotta love it. And then literally the exact same play, just the guard is pulling in on the counter on this one. And then on the next one, it'll be the H and I think the tackle. One of the two. For the Broncos, and then for Arizona here. This is just GH counter. Again, what are our rules, guys? Let's talk about it. What are our rules? Who's kicking this in? So we got a lock there on the end. Actually, no, it's not. It looks like it's going to be a lock, but then he bypasses 45. Guard comes and gets 45. The tackle leads through. Gotta love it. Look what we got. Now, this blocking scheme was a little quirky here. Okay. But this is GH now. So we just saw GT. Now it's GH. This guard didn't do a good enough job blocking it. So the H had to end up changing his path and kicking it. But look at Javonte Williams get skinny through a hole, make a play. These are some of the skill sets that Javonte Williams has. Physical runner, one-step runner, get north. Not to mention, like I said earlier, 50 catches is nothing to scoff at, whether it's screen game, whether it's dump off game. He's also really good as a pass protector. But here's an interesting nugget that I was able to find when it came to Clayton Adams and just really how he was able to revive James Conner's career. In Conner's first 6 years in the league, he didn't have 1,000 yards. In his 2 years with Clayton Adams running the offensive line and having influence over the run game, basically when you're an offensive line coach, you have influence over the run game. You may not be the per se run game coordinator, but you have, trust me, he wouldn't have been hired as an offensive coordinator for the Cowboys if he didn't have influence over the run game, him and Drew Pessing. Guys, he had 2,000-yard seasons, and these are later in his career. I'm not saying that Javonte Williams is going to rush for 1,500 yards, but what I am saying is give him a chance. I've thought this through. Yes, Phil Maffa. Yes, you drafted Jaden Blue. But I don't know if we should write off Javonte Williams just yet. Let's see if he's fully healthy from that LCL, ACL injury. And let's see if he can kind of revive his career. It's your boy, Foots the King, as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Put a lot of time into this piece. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please help me get to 40K and beyond. Peace, guys.